Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the literal architecture of our habits. It's kind of like a masterclass in change. We're going to explore how we can build the good routines we actually want and completely break the bad ones holding us back simply by looking at how our brains are literally wired to work. So let's just jump right into it. So why do most of our resolutions completely crash and burn by February? It's a painful reality, isn't it? We kick off the new year with this massive, overwhelming burst of motivation, thinking that success means we have to completely overhaul our lives overnight. But honestly, that mindset is an absolute illusion. It's a trap that just sets us up for total burnout. Which brings us to part 1, why tiny changes matter. Okay, the math behind the 1% rule is absolutely staggering. Listen to this. If you get just 1% better each day for one whole year, the compounding effect means you end up 37 times better by the end of it. 37 times. On the flip side, if you get 1% worse every day, you basically decline all the way down to nearly zero. It's a total game changer. It's the tiny, everyday change, not some massive heroic leap, that compounds into massive transformation over time. Moving right along to part 2, systems over goals. Now, when we talk about changing behavior, we almost always obsess over goals, right? The final outcome. But what we really need to be focusing on are systems, the daily process. Think about it like a sports competition. Both the winners and the losers had the exact same goal, to win the championship. The goal itself doesn't separate them at all. What actually guarantees success is the daily system, the repetitive, relentless practice and execution. That's the real secret sauce. And here's where it gets super deep. The most permanent level of behavior change, that happens when you actually shift your identity. Instead of focusing on outcome-based habits, like wanting to run a marathon, you gotta focus on identity-based habits. You don't just read a book, you become a reader. You're literally shifting your internal identity to match the habits of the person you actually wish to become. All right, let's get tactical. Part 3, the 4 laws of change. Think of this as your ultimate scientifically backed toolkit for engineering any new behavior. It's a 4-step blueprint. Step 1, make it obvious. Step 2, make it attractive. Step 3, make it easy. And step 4, make it satisfying. It's that simple. If your new behavior fails at any of these 4 stages, it simply won't stick. Let's break these down so you can literally start using them today. Zooming in on the very first law, make it obvious. There's this incredible insider secret called habit stacking. Basically, this means you tie a new, desired behavior directly to an existing, deeply ingrained everyday routine. For example, you might say, right after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. The cue to start your new habit becomes totally undeniable because pouring coffee is already a fixed part of your morning. Now, to tackle making it attractive and making it easy, it's really all about intentionally reducing friction. You want to prime your brain for action by increasing the appeal of the task. Say you want to drink more water. Go buy a water bottle you actually love looking at and keep it right next to your keyboard. Boom! You've just made the habit visually attractive and effortlessly easy to reach for. Speaking of making things easy, let's talk about the 2-minute rule. Guys, this is the ultimate hack to stop procrastination dead in its tracks. The rule basically states that any new habit you want to start must be scaled down to take just 2 minutes or less to do. So read before bed becomes read just 1 page. Do 30 minutes of yoga becomes take out my yoga mat. You make starting undeniably easy. You can totally optimize it later, but first you just have to establish the routine. And to round out the blueprint, we have Law 4, make it satisfying. The cardinal rule of human behavior change is that what is immediately rewarded gets repeated. We're completely wired to seek instant gratification. We need to feel a sense of success, even a tiny one, to signal to the brain, hey, this specific behavior is worth remembering and repeating tomorrow. Now let's pivot to the dark side of habits. Part 4, breaking bad habits. To dismantle the routines that are currently holding you back, you just take those 4 laws and flip them upside down to create the reverse formula. You make the bad habit invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. Want to stop mindlessly scrolling on social media? Make it invisible by leaving your phone in another room. Make it difficult by literally deleting the apps so you have to re-download them every single time you want to use them. Okay, managing expectations here with part 5, surviving the plateau. This is where so many people quit. We all expect our progress to be linear, right? A nice, straight line up where your effort equals immediate visible results. But the delayed reality is what's called the plateau of latent potential.
Success takes time to break through this initial valley of disappointment. So if you've been frustrated in the past because you were putting in all this work and seeing absolutely zero results, just know your daily work wasn't being wasted. It was simply being stored up for a massive breakthrough.
So, how do we actually survive that valley of disappointment? With a really simple, empowering safety net. The ultimate rule of consistency. Never miss twice. Look, we are all human. Life is chaotic. You're going to miss a day at the gym. You're going to eat a bad meal. But one mistake? That's just an accident. 2 mistakes in a row? That is the start of a brand new bad habit. This rule lets you forgive yourself for yesterday while basically forcing you to get right back on track today. So, let's pull all of this together. The structural flow for actual lasting change comes down to this. Harness those 1% daily improvements. Build robust systems instead of just obsessing over end goals. Use the 4 laws of behavior change to hardwire the good stuff. Invert those exact same laws to wipe out the bad. And finally, survive that plateau by making sure you never miss twice.
Which leaves us with just one final provocative question. What is the 1% change you are going to make today? Not tomorrow, not on New Year's Day, but today. Start small, trust your new systems, and watch those tiny atomic changes completely transform your life. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.